Hi, everybody. Maverick O'Sullivan here, and I'm recording this on the ironically titled Labor Day. Because this is the day when you're not supposed to have to work. Anyway, I was inspired to have a discussion with you about what kind of discussion we should have when it comes to politics. And this was inspired by a discussion I had with a friend of mine, Wes. You may know his laugh from the beginning of some of my videos. Anyway, Wes is a Trump supporter. And some of you will think, well, if he likes Trump, you shouldn't be friends with him. It's like, but the way I see it is, how do we learn from each other if we do that? See, one of the things that makes America so great is that we have people from all around the world as part of us. We have perspective. We have different tastes and different values, and all this creates an amazing balance, offers us so much difference. And sometimes it's important to remember that we have to embrace those differences. Back to the point, I was discussing Trump with my friend Wes. And he said, what you don't understand is that electing Trump was a joke. And it actually happened. And I'm like, I get that in a morbid kind of way. I can see how that can be a joke, but I think it's a joke better set for a movie, which I got a movie idea called The Wolf of the White House, starring, get this, Danny DeVito. But I'll get back to that later. The thing is, people are complaining 2020 this, 2020 that. It's 2020 across the world. But we're complaining about what's going on in America more than anything. And what's going on in America isn't about 2020. It's about the culmination of decisions made by our leadership, bringing down the CDC, not listening to the World Health Organization. The list goes on. And the thing is that maybe we should take the presidency more seriously. We shouldn't treat it like a joke or a game. We need to treat it like life or death, because that's what we're dealing with right now. Now, I'm not judging you. Don't get me wrong. When I discussed this with my friend Wes, he's like, you got a point. I said, the fact that you're able to incorporate new information and see the merit in it, I think more of you now for being able to do that. And, I respect him. I respect our differences. And I didn't expect him to be like, I agree with you. But he at least said, I see your point. And that's the most I could have expected, at least. That's a big step for him. And I think that's the kind of way we need to approach this with other people. I mean, look at Obama. Yes, I liked Obama. Some people didn't. But you got to admit, 2008 to 2016, a whole lot better than 2020. Let's look at why. Obama took the presidency seriously. Even when he made jokes, like for instance, one of his most off-color jokes was when he's like, my daughters are off limits. 2 words. Drone strike. I'm like, oh my God. The way he does that, for some reason, how can he make drone strikes seem so classy? That's what it means to be presidential. You gotta admit, Obama was pretty dang presidential. Now let's look at what Trump has said about his daughter. He said that she's so pretty, if she wasn't his daughter, he'd probably be dating her. Now let's look at the Wolf of the White House version, add a little bit of embellishment. Imagine Danny DeVito being like, look at my daughter. She's so pretty. If she wasn't my daughter, I'd probably be married to her and cheating on her with whoever my daughter is in that hypothetical scenario. Back to my point, though. My main point, if you can encapsulate it in a few words, is that nonviolent crime, corruption, can ruin way more lives than a serial killer. Take Flint, Michigan, for example. Years and years of not being able to take a bath because your water is explosive. It catches fire. Like, just imagine years and years of living in those conditions because of the decision of a politician who basically was bought. They embezzled money, put it into their own pockets, took bribes, shifted the water source because of that. Not because they thought it would be better for anyone, but because it got them money. Let's look at some other things. Let's look at people struggling to survive. You know, we have so many jobs that will not support you if you work 24 hours a day, which is just crazy with people trying to support families. What happens when one of those people, like an animal in a corner, tries to do a little bit more, takes something that isn't theirs to provide for their family, and they get caught, sentenced with a crime, and then they do their time, they pay the fine, they get out, and here's what they're faced with. They try and get a job, they can't get hired because they're a criminal, even though they've done their time. If you are denied a legitimate way to make money, how are you going to make money? Goes back to crime. See, a lot of people are placed in a catch-22. They can't win because we don't have a system that benefits hard work. That's the American dream, is that if you work, no matter what your job is, you can at least afford a decent life for yourself. Hopefully, a family too. But we don't have anything near that. We have the opposite. We have workplace conditions that are unsafe, people who are overworked and underpaid. Geez, this is sounding more and more like what a lot of people go, oh, communist China. But it's not the communism that makes China the way it is. It's the imbalance of power. And that's what we have. You can argue political philosophy until you're blue in the face, but until we address this imbalance of power, we're going to continue to roll downhill. To do this, we got to come together. We have to stop looking at politics like a game or a joke. We need to realize that the people with these different ideas aren't our enemies. They are the yin to our yang. They offer a different perspective and they help us keep balance. That's the purpose of that two-party system. It's for the sake of balance. And we're losing that balance. We're losing the struggle. We are losing the American dream. So I implore you, help me spread this message. Help me remind people of what is supposed to make America great. It's not that we have mega rich. It's that we are supposed to have life's worth living, not just surviving. Living meaning having fulfillment in our lives, not just struggling to make it paycheck to paycheck. That's not what we're supposed to be. We're not supposed to be racist. We're supposed to unite the United States. Help me bring us together. Tag at least 2 people that you care about and don't want to lose to politics. You don't want to lose them to poverty, and you don't want to lose them to COVID-19. Thank you. Again, I'm Maverick O'Sullivan. I'm going to put a couple videos up in these corners over here. And usually it's a bunch of stupid comedy, but every now and then I'll come at you with an inspirational or important message like today. Thank you.